A collection of cat-inspired tales. Once upon a time, there was a small white cat who loved to snuggle in the sunbeam that came in through the window every morning. A collection of cat-inspired tales. On another sunny day, there was a family of cats playing tag in the garden. They leaped and tumbled through the grass, the sun glinting off their white fur. A collection of cat-inspired tales. At a nearby library, there was a tabby cat curled up in a corner, guarding her favorite book. A collection of cat-inspired tales. On a porch of a house, there was a friendly gray cat who would say hello to everyone who passed by. A collection of cat-inspired tales. In a house at the edge of the forest, there lived a brave orange cat who chased away a goblin that had snuck in one night. A collection of cat-inspired tales. From near and far, all the cats of the village met at the park to share stories and admire one another's bravery. A collection of cat-inspired tales. And so, the cats celebrated their adventures with tales ranging from whimsical to heartwarming. A collection of cat-inspired tales. A collection of cat-inspired tales. The cats had been sharing stories for hours, and they were starting to get restless. One of the cats suggested they have a challenge. Everyone agreed, and the cats began to discuss what the challenge should be. A collection of cat-inspired tales. The white cat suggested a race around the park. The tabby cat suggested a game of hide and seek. The orange cat suggested a scavenger hunt. The gray cat suggested a game of tag. A collection of cat-inspired tales. The cats debated for a while, but they couldn't decide on a challenge. Finally, the white cat suggested a combination of all the challenges. Everyone agreed, and the cats set off to prepare for the challenge. A collection of cat-inspired tales. The cats split into teams and began to prepare for the challenge. They gathered supplies, made maps, and planned out their strategies. They were determined to win the challenge and prove their bravery. A collection of cat-inspired tales. A collection of cat-inspired tales. The cats were ready for the challenge. They had gathered all the supplies they needed and had planned out their strategies. Now, it was time to begin. A collection of cat-inspired tales. The cats raced around the park, searching for clues and completing tasks. They had to be quick and clever to win the challenge. A collection of cat-inspired tales. The cats searched high and low for the clues. They searched in the library, in the garden, and even in the forest. But they couldn't find the last clue. A collection of cat-inspired tales. The cats were getting frustrated. They had searched everywhere, but they still couldn't find the last clue. Then, the tabby cat had an idea. A collection of cat-inspired tales. The tabby cat suggested they look in the library. After all, it was the tabby cat's favorite place. The cats agreed and headed to the library. A collection of cat-inspired tales. The cats searched the library, but they couldn't find the clue. Then, the white cat had an idea. It suggested they look in the book the tabby cat was guarding. A collection of cat-inspired tales. The cats opened the book and found the clue. It was a map that showed the way to the last task. The cats were relieved and excited. They had found the clue. A collection of cat-inspired tales. But there was one problem. The map was missing a key piece of information. The cats had to figure out what it was. A collection of cat-inspired tales. A collection of cat-inspired tales. The cats gathered in the park to discuss the clue. They all had different ideas, but none of them seemed to work. They were getting frustrated and were about to give up when the gray cat had an idea. A collection of cat-inspired tales. The gray cat suggested that they look at the clue from a different perspective. The cats thought about it and realized that the clue was actually a riddle. A collection of cat-inspired tales. The cats worked together to solve the riddle. After a few minutes, they figured out the answer. It was the location of the last task. A collection of cat-inspired tales. The cats raced to the last task. They were determined to win the challenge and prove their bravery. A collection of cat-inspired tales. The cats completed the last task and were declared the winners of the challenge. Everyone cheered and congratulated the cats on their victory. A collection of cat-inspired tales. The cats celebrated their victory with a feast. They shared stories and admired one another's bravery. They were all happy and proud of their accomplishment. A collection of cat-inspired tales. But the cats weren't done yet. As they celebrated, the white cat had an idea. It suggested that they all become friends and meet up every week to share stories and adventures.